Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gordon Frayne, and today we're jumping in to tell you everything you need to know about Brett Crypto. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below. Hit that subscribe button as well. We're on the road to our first 10,000 subscribers. And if you want to get notified about similar videos, make sure to hit that bell notification icon so you can get updated every time we drop a new video. We're dropping videos every day on the channel and you're going to want to get notified. And don't forget to grab your free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. It's going to be linked in the description below. Grab it while it's free. It is my gift to you. You're going to get a PDF copy in your inbox, so grab it while you can. Okay, Brett Crypto has been making big waves in the entire space over the past few months. And just before we jump into Brett specifically, we need to talk about the Memecoin space in general, because the Memecoin narrative has been one of the best performing narratives year to date so far in 2024. And if we come over to the Dune dashboard, we can see here that memes are outperforming every single other narrative in the market. And we've seen that reflected in the price action. We've also seen it reflected in the strength of the meme coins. Even with retracements in the market, we see the memes bouncing back first. They're doing better than real world assets, better than liquid staking derivatives, identity, the Bitcoin narrative, artificial intelligence, privacy, DPIN, etc. And even when we come down and look at the volumes per narrative, you can see the stark contrast as to just how much capital is actually flowing through the meme coins in the space for 2024 thus far. It is magnitudes more than the other narratives like AI, layer 2s, liquid staking derivatives, DeFi, etc. So huge amounts of attention on meme coins right now, huge amounts of capital flowing through the meme coin narrative, and meme coins are still well and truly the best performing narrative of 2024 thus far. Also, extremely important to think about Brett in the context of Base, which is the chain or the network that Brett is built on. And again, we've done other videos about Brett on the channel. You can check out the price prediction video we did a week or two ago to see where we think the price of Brett is going. That's on the channel. You can check it out. And, as I mentioned, we can't talk about Brett without talking about Base and just understanding fundamentally why Brett has the potential for huge amounts of upside when it comes to the Base ecosystem, because Base, the network, is a layer 2 scaling solution built for Ethereum, and it has been incubated by Coinbase. Yes, the same Coinbase that is one of the largest centralized exchanges on the planet. You can see that the Base network, base.org, you can come over to the website here and take a look, has been scaled and incubated by Coinbase. It is a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum, and Base and Coinbase want to bring the next 1 billion users on chain. So the efforts that they're going to with building a network like Base is to make the entire Web3 experience and the experience for people moving on chain and moving into Web3 as seamless as possible, and getting as many people using Web3 with the Base network as possible. Obviously, Coinbase have a big head start when it comes to getting users onto the Base network because of the fact that they've got a centralized exchange with over 100 million users already, and they can start to usher those people towards the Base network and get them using the Base network, especially with the Coinbase Smart Wallet, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, because of the fact that they are rolling out a very user-friendly, intuitive, smart wallet that's going to make it extremely seamless for people to onboard onto Web3 and start using Web3. And obviously, Base is going to be the network that Coinbase are going to be pushing with the Coinbase Smart Wallet. So jumping back to Brett, I think it's important, again, to just understand the context here and the underlying technology and the people behind the Base network when it comes to Brett, because Brett is not only the biggest meme coin on the Base network, it is the biggest coin on the Base network, period. And if we jump over to the top meme coins by overall market cap, we can see that Brett is now the 7th largest meme coin by overall market cap. We're currently sitting just under the 12 cents mark. We did get up to a 19 cents high just a few weeks ago. We've retraced a little bit since then. We're currently sitting just under a 1.2 billion US dollar market cap. But Bread is currently the 7th largest meme coin by overall market cap. We can see the market leaders like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu and Pepe making up the top 3. But when it comes to Bread itself, in the context of the actual storyline here, Brett is another character of the Map Fury universe of characters that he created with the Boys Club. So he created Pepe, the character that we've all come to know and understand as this green frog. And Pepe was an internet meme even before the Pepe coin and the Pepe crypto existed. But Matt Fury was the creator of Pepe and Pepe's friends here, like Brett, Andy, and Landwolf in the Boys Club. And we've seen Brett really take off and grab, a large portion of the mind share when it comes to the meme space. Pepe is still obviously a much bigger token than Brett for now, but zooming back out and looking at the bigger picture here, if we think about where Brett has the potential to go in terms of growth in this bull cycle, we can look at some other examples from the likes of Shiba Inu, as we saw the run up for Shiba in the past cycle. But before we look at that, if we zoom out again and think about where we went to in terms of overall market cap at the peak of the 2021 cycle, you can see that we went to an overall crypto market cap, just under $3 trillion. We got up to about 2.8, 2.9 trillion US dollars in terms of the overall market cap in the entire crypto space. Very recently, we got up very close to that. We went as high as 2.72 trillion here in March, April 2024, before seeing a bit of a pullback that we're seeing in the markets at the moment. But the anticipation, or, the base case scenario, if we're being realistic, is, we're probably looking at going somewhere between 2 to 3x in terms of this market cap by the peak of the 2025 bull cycle. So if we think about 2.83 going to 2 or 3x that price, we would be looking potentially somewhere in the range of 5 to 9 trillion US dollars as the overall market cap here for the entire crypto space. And why do we say that? Well, because if we look at examples like Shiba Inu in the previous 2021 cycle, we can see just how much of a market cap run-up that Shiba Inu had as the second largest meme coin in the entire crypto space back in 2021. And pretty staggeringly, Shiba did get all the way up to a 43.5 billion US dollar market cap at its peak in the previous bull cycle. Remember, this was a peak market cap of 43.5 billion in a market that went to 2.82 trillion at its peak. So Shiba managed to get, I think it was somewhere around a 1.9% dominance level in terms of the overall crypto market by the time it reached its peak price and its peak overall market cap here at about 43.5 billion. But just zooming out and thinking about the context here, if we're going to go to 5 to 9 trillion in terms of overall market cap, again, some people think we're going to 10 or 12 trillion this cycle. I won't be complaining if we do, but even conservatively, somewhere between 5 and 9 trillion by the peak of the bull cycle, it leaves a lot of room for something like Brett to perform and get up to those 30, 40, 50, and even higher in terms of billions of market cap, when we think about just how well Shiba performed in the previous bull cycle. There has been a huge amount of momentum around the meme coins in 2024 thus far, and depending on how much that momentum can carry into 2025, it's definitely not outside the realm of possibility that Brett can get to a $40 billion market cap, given the fact that we're going to have potentially twice or 3 times as much capital in the overall market. And, Brett getting upwards of 70 or 80 billion would not be out of the question. Again, this is not financial advice, but we're just using past precedents, the meme coin narrative, and doing comparative analysis here of what some of the best performers did in the previous cycle to think about where we could be going over the course of the next 12 to 18 months. So again, if we look at Brett and zoom out on the chart here, We did get up to prices all the way close to 19 cents here just a few weeks ago at the beginning of June 2024. The entire crypto market has seen pullbacks since then, including or being led by Bitcoin, really. However, many of the meme coins have held strong and have held a bit of support here and are continuing to create this level of accumulation over the course of the past couple of weeks for potential to move higher in the near future. Again, we don't know exactly when that will happen, and a lot of the market will be driven by Bitcoin's movement. A lot of that will be driven by, global liquidity. What type of interest rate are we going to be seeing towards the Q3 and Q4 of this year? So there's a big knock-on effect that's going to be happening with all of that and thinking about the global macro environment. But coming back to what we mentioned about Coinbase Smart Wallets earlier, this is kind of like the best case perfect scenario if we see the rollout and adoption of the Coinbase Smart Wallet really take hold when we get more retail investors coming into the market later this year and early 2025. Coinbase has began rolling out the smart wallets very recently, and it's been doing it in a beta type of release, and they're starting to get more people using the smart wallet over the past couple of weeks. But the basic premise of the Coinbase Smart Wallet is creating a very frictionless experience for users who are not as tech savvy, because we know in the crypto space that there is often barriers to entry when you're creating your own wallet. You have to write down and remember a 12-word seed phrase. You can't lose that seed phrase, because if you lose it, you're never going to have access to your wallet or the funds in those wallet ever again. So Coinbase are creating the Smart Wallet to have the ability for users to basically leverage single sign-on to create a smart wallet with an existing email account or an existing Gmail or Google Workspace account, for example, and making it much more seamless to have your own private wallet and have self-custody of your own assets. Because if you're using Coinbase's exchange, they're acting as the custodian on your behalf. You do not own the assets, technically, not your keys, not your crypto, as we know in this space. But with the introduction of the Smart Wallet, it's making a very, very seamless way for users to be self-custodians for their own assets now and into the future. So again, with the hundreds of millions of users that Coinbase Exchange already has, they're going to be pushing people towards using the Smart Wallet. And then obviously, if they're using the Smart Wallet, Base is the number one network they're going to want people using, because of the fact that, at least in the medium to long term, the Base network fees are going to be earned by transactions happening on the Base network, and the entire Base ecosystem, and Coinbase being the incubator of Base itself, being the beneficiaries of that in the long run. So again, think about the waterfall effect that can happen here with hundreds of millions of users starting to use Coinbase Smart Wallet, those hundreds of millions of users having more liquid access to their assets, being able to use the Base network or being pushed to use the Base network as the primary network in their Coinbase Smart Wallet, and then Brett being the number one token on the Base network by market cap, and capturing this kind of whole narrative around the Memecoin space, but also being this kind of mascot of the Base network, because Base don't actually have a governance token similar to other Ethereum layer 2s like Polygon or Arbitrum. They've got their own governance tokens like Matic and the ARB token associated with those networks. And Base, at least for now, do not have their own native token for the Base network, and they are on the record saying they don't currently have plans to release one. They have to legally say that. Maybe in future they will, but at least for now, Brett is almost acting like the de facto coin on the Base network that people want exposure to, or that people are gravitating towards when they begin using the Base network. And finally, if we come over to DeFi Llama and just look at the different uses on the Base network, we can see Base is the sixth largest protocol or network by overall market cap. By total value locked here in the DeFi space. We can see the amount of action that's been happening on the Base network, the amount of adoption, particularly since February, March of 2024, that really took off. We've got huge increases in TVL and much more activity happening on the Base network since, the beginning to March period here in 2024, we're seeing adoption, we're seeing more capital flowing into Base, we're seeing more people using Base. It is a much cheaper alternative to using Ethereum directly. We know the scaling issues with Ethereum, the gas fees go through the roof. With Base, you're able to transact for a fraction of the cost that you're doing on Ethereum, and it just makes the whole experience much more simplified and much more efficient for users. So the adoption is coming as a result of that efficiency, and the TVL is increasing month over month, and has seen big increases this year, as you can see in the graph here. And again, the knock-on effect of more capital flowing into Coinbase Smart Wallet, more capital flowing into Base. As a result of that, the knock-on effect is more capital flowing into Brett, and Brett ultimately kind of becoming this champion of the Base network. So, okay guys, very briefly, I want to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, which is EchoPay. EchoPay and the team are making it super easy and extremely seamless for you to purchase all of your favorite EVM crypto coins and meme coins on the blockchain. All you need to do is head over to echopay.xyz. You can open up their application and sign in with a Google account or similar. They've built in this extremely simple to use interface with single sign-on. And as you can see, you can simply sign in with an existing Gmail or Google account and use their platform to select and purchase your favorite meme coins. For example, they've got Pepe, they've got Brett, they've got Boop, they've got a bunch of other meme coins to select from. And again, if you filter by DeFi, they've got some of the most popular DeFi tokens like Uniswap, Chainlink, Lido, Avo, the Graph token, and even Pendle, which has been one of the biggest performers this year so far as well. So give EchoPay a try, guys. I'm going to be talking with the founder of EchoPay on the channel as well. These guys are building something super cool, creating a very simple interface for you to interact and purchase your favorite cryptos. Head over to app.echopay.xyz. You can grab the link in the description below. I'm going to leave a link to make it super easy for you guys to jump over here, check it out, create an account, and purchase your first tokens. It is super easy, and I'm super excited to be partnering with these guys. A very genuine group of people, a great team behind the project, and you guys can check it out for yourselves. That is where we're at. The price of Brett today, we're currently sitting just under 12 cents. As you can see, we did have this level that was acting as support here for, the period throughout June. We saw the price bounce off this support line kind of multiple times. It broke below it here, but came back above. It acted as support again here before we actually broke down underneath this here on July 4th, when we saw Bitcoin taking a big dump as well. And this line has now turned into resistance. You can see here that we've bounced off this line, twice, 3 times, arguably here, with this candle wick coming all the way up to the line and then price bouncing back down below it. So for the moment, in the short term, this line here around the 13 cents level is acting as resistance. We're kind of accumulating here in this range between 11 and 12.5 to 13 cents. The real upwards acceleration will probably happen again once we break above this resistance level and see Brett making moves back to the upside. But again, with potential, to go into the tens of billions in terms of overall market cap, it's arguable that Brett is a very good buy at the moment at these prices after this most recent breakdown. Of course, this is not financial advice. And if you are going to be dabbling in the meme coin arena, obviously make sure that only a very small percentage of your portfolio is allocated towards meme coins. They are not backed by utility, but as you can see from the data, they are indeed the best performing narrative of the year thus far. So that is the roundup on everything you need to know about Brett for July of 2024. It'll be very interesting to monitor Brett's price action over the course of the next few months as we head towards the end of 2024 and into 2025, and seeing where the price can go from there. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below, hit that subscribe button as well, and if you want to get notified about future videos, smash that bell notification icon, and don't forget to grab your free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. It's going to be linked in the description below. Grab it while it's free. It is my gift to you. And as always, we will catch you in the next one.